Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
The day starts off different, as instead of before I sleep, he called to me when I was about to wake. Moore sees my journey is going well. One by one, we're taking steps forward on this road. A supernatural awakening, a call for an adventure, legs to carry you. All of these things are coming together. Once again, he's talking cryptically, so I ask him what he means. He replies that his eyes report one piece of equipment in the Gauntlet Runner created in ancient times. Something no longer crafted in this day of age. A divine relic, which contains ancient magic once thought lost. Calling it teleportation. If used correctly, it will make our runner swifter than anything on land. The reason eludes Moore, but I seem qualified to use it. He cannot imagine it's mere coincidence, thinking me guided by an unknown hand, telling me to imagine vivid, familiar scenery, somewhere far from the land where I rest, and I try it out. I awaken to Daenerys asking, "What's going on?" As we look outside, somehow we're back at the royal capital. Hulkenberg asks Daenerys that surely he didn't bring us back. Daenerys calls her mad, reminding her how long the trip was. Can't just pop over to the capital in a single night. Well, I assume this may have been my doing, so I give them a quick rundown, which they seem shocked by it all. But Daenerys might know something. She was custom made for the prince. They gave him an odd gadget and asked for it to make it work, and he bloody well did. Last night we caught it glowing, and the damnedest thing, it only started to glow when I got close, thinking I was the trigger. Hulkenberg doesn't think she's heard of teleportation, but yet there can be no explanation other than magic. But Stroll thinks we've got bigger problems now, since we're due to Matira for the bounty and it will take days to get back. That's fair, but like, thinking about it, if I got us here, I should be able to get us out. Regardless if Gallica is worried, I know I've got this. And sure enough, believing in yourself does the trick. We're back at Matira. Leaving us shocked, Stroll comparing it to the king's magic. But Daenerys has a different opinion, saying that it's not powerful by one's virtue, but perhaps all magic has the potential of this magnitude, adding that we've got some powers that defy understanding as well. He's got a point, but since he brought it up, Stroll doesn't think they'll like this since it's unorthodox magic, wondering why the royals would have it, but Hulkenberg believes that since we have this magic, we may not need a Gauntlet Runner. That's true, we can just go anywhere, but I hope it doesn't work. I don't want Daenerys out of a job. But thankfully, it didn't, so the limit of this power is places we've been. Asking if there's been anywhere else I've been. Can't say I have. But Hulkenberg believes that we should understand the boundaries of the power now. We did some extra tests, but sure enough, we can only go places we've been. Something Daenerys is happy for, since he almost was out of a job. We can never replace you, Daenerys. But it's got some great news, since we can not only stock up at the capital, a place with a few more options, but we can also see Maria, which makes me pretty happy. But for now, we've got 3 days until we need to head out for the Sand Flash, so I look around and I see a guy from yesterday, but not before bumping into a guy who apologized and then left. The guy asks if I want to let him go. He stole something from me, and sure enough, Grius' dagger is gone. That jerk! We try to find him, but alas, he was too fast. So we have to hope the guy can give us some details, but he takes advantage of the situation. And alas, my imagination isn't high enough to convince him to help. So I better get to that, not before accepting a quest to kill a Gobrun king. So I'll have to do that, maybe tomorrow. For now though, I decided to talk to an elder in the town to get my imagination to level 2. And now that it's night and my imagination is level 2, I'm able to convince him, calling it a kingly investment. He finds that statement humorous, calling it quite a goal, but he'll bite, but on one condition: I have to do something for him. We get told about something called Malvino's Ring, a cursed treasure that kills all who wears it. Sounds deadly, and he talks a little more, but the most important thing in his talk is information is a powerful thing, and to mark his words. Once that dagger is sold off, it will be incredibly difficult to find again. Well, regardless of Gallica's worries, we have no choice in this. He's happy to hear I'm going to play bull, introducing himself as Cackless. Real name or not, it doesn't matter. As he shows us the location of the tomb, it's a fair ways away, so I have to do it after the Sand Flash. As I finish the night, stealing my resolve and jumping with a rope around my waist.
Alright,